Quarterback Ben Roethlisberger retiring after 18 seasons in the NFL. He leaves as the longest tenured player in franchise history. This from the Steelers' social media account on Twitter. For everything you've done for the organization, this city, and for the game, hashtag #ThankYou7. And that's not all. The Steelers with their new logo, hashtag new profile pic, leaving behind quite the legacy in Pittsburgh. 2 Super Bowl titles, 8 division titles, and 165 regular season wins, good for 5th all-time in league history. For more on this breaking news, we bring in Rap Sheet, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. And based on the pictures and the emotions that we saw after that final regular season game, Ian, this really comes as no surprise.
No surprise. It was really just, when was Ben Roethlisberger going to make it official, as he did in that really nice video we saw this morning of Ben literally cleaning out his locker, which has been his home for almost 2 decades, in a place where he has had unbelievable success on the field, in this organization. I mean, so much of the reason the Pittsburgh Steelers have not had a losing season in, I don't know, forever, is because of Ben Roethlisberger and the steadiness that he has brought the organization. I mean, and so, yes, it was really just a matter of how he was going to do this. And, you know, I think a lot of times what players do is they have long press conferences and they thank everyone. I mean, Sean Payton spent 90 minutes thanking everyone the other day. Not really going to be like that for Ben Roethlisberger. It seems to me like this is it. He does the video. He had a nice send-off where he got to do the final kneel down and at the end of the regular season. And that's it. And I'm not sure when we're going to hear from Ben Roethlisberger again. We've seen pictures of him kind of with his arms draped around his family. He did his final note with his family sitting next to him. This is what it's going to be now. So an official goodbye, and I think that might be it.
Well, he guided the Steelers to an 11-0 start, also a division title in 2020. And there was a sense that he was getting from the front office, Kevin Colbert in particular, that they didn't want him back. How does he leave the organization this morning?
Well, he leaves the organization in a really good spot. You know, the success he's had is incredible. I mean, we could spend hours basically talking about just that. Top 5 quarterback in the 4th quarter and in overtime, 2 Super Bowls, 9 Pro Bowls, 165 wins as a quarterback. One of the best winning percentages of all time just in the NFL in general. This is all he did in Pittsburgh. And the fact that it ended not with the Super Bowl, the fact that it ended with them kind of, you know, planning for the next step, it's okay, because that's always why it ends. And, you know, the Steelers do have a mission now. Kevin Colbert, the outgoing general manager, does have some things in his to-do list, including who is going to be the next quarterback of the Steelers. But that is okay, because it has been an unbelievable run for Ben Roethlisberger.
Yes, it has. And you brought up their quarterback situation in Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph. Which direction do you think they'll go?
Both those guys will be in the mix. I would expect Dwayne Haskins, who Mike Tomlin really likes, and Mason Rudolph, their longtime backup who did sign an extension before the season. I would expect both of those guys back and to be in a position to compete. I would also expect them to add a quarterback. Kenny Pickett went to Pitt. They know him well. He's in their building. That would certainly be one that makes sense late in the 1st round where they are drafting. But you never know which quarterback is going to be there, who's going to fall into the lap, who Kevin Colbert sees as the next franchise guy. And I was always told that he's not going to leave the Steelers until he can leave them with a franchise quarterback. That is now the goal. That is now the mission of the offseason. But before they add through the draft, it is also worth noting that they have 2 pretty good possibilities inside the building.
All right, we'll see what happens there.